If you want to read classics that actually do something to you, then start here. Saint Joan, written by Bernard Shaw. Bernard Shaw was fascinated by Joan of Arc, but he was unhappy with the way she had traditionally been depicted. In his exact words, Shaw wanted to remove the whitewash which disfigures her beyond recognition. Shaw takes a teenage peasant girl who hears voices, leads armies, and gets burned alive. As you read further or watch further, you realize that the real horror isn't the fire. It's watching institutions calmly decide a sincere person is too inconvenient to live. Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky, a broke student in St. Petersburg, thinks that he's exceptional enough to commit a random crime for the greater good. And you know the title, Punishment? The punishment is not the conventional punishment that the police will come and catch him. The punishment is by his own mind. You finish this book understanding uncomfortably how easy it is to reason your way into something as monstrous as murder. Then Jane Austen's Emma. अब late 18th century, around 1760s के time से till about early 19th century. Early 19th century, Mary Shelley's 1818 work Frankenstein, then The Castle of Otranto by Horace Walpole. So when I was preparing for my PhD entrance exams, I remember कि ये सारी जो बेल्ट थी इस टाइमलाइन की, आई वॉज रीडिंग अबाउट दीज गॉथिक नोवेलाज, गॉथिक फिक्शन, एंड बीच में एमा आती है, जेन ऑस्टन का फ्रेश वर्क आता है, एंड ऑन द फेस ऑफ इट इट कैन सीम अबाउट वैनिटी, but as you read further into Emma, you realize it's so much more. It's about how confidently we misjudge other people, and on this path we also misunderstand ourselves. Hard Times next. Charles Dickens drops you in a city run by men who believe humans are just data. And whenever you read this, you will find how Charles Dickens named his characters in a very interesting manner. For instance, Thomas Gradgrind, because he likes to grind students. A free-spirited circus girl named Sissy Jupe. A victimized weaver called Stephen Blackpool, and so on. Tess by Thomas Hardy. If Rage Bait were a book, it would be Tess. Every time a man ruins her life, there is placement of another man who will come as knight in shining armor, only to destroy her life again. And this cycle continues, and you get furious, you get frustrated, and you think that maybe, okay, this is Victorian times, it might be this way. But by the time you reach the end of this novel, you realize that this still runs today, it's just different clothing. Last but definitely not the least, Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. So, in each of its 4 parts, Lemuel Gulliver embarks on a journey, on a voyage. And every time there is an accident of shipwreck, he ends up on a different island. In Lilliput, he finds himself amid 6-inch high people. They are called Lilliputians. He is this major, huge man mountain. The other island, the Brobdin Mag Island, he is the little one, and all the other people, they are giants. So, all of these islands, they have these peculiar features. And when you are reading this book, you realize that this might not be as fictionalized as it seems. You will see traces of real life in Gulliver's Travels. So, yes, 6 classics, none of them leave you where they found you. Have you read any of these yet? If so, then please let me know.